Over the weekend, the NFT market was put on pause. We had the Ledger exploit. We also had the NFT trader exploit. But overall, this leads to a bigger problem with adoption when it comes to Web3. In this video, I'm going to talk about the breakdown. All of these exploits have been patched, all of that, and then also the bigger implications for the market as a whole. Down below, there are chapters, so you can fast forward to the sections that you want to help you navigate the video easier. Also, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. As we've seen in this video, crypto and NFTs are risky, so please be safe. So the TLDR, the Ledger exploit wasn't actually to do with the Ledger devices, but that is another thing for another time when we get to Ledger. But basically what had happened is if you were interacting with any dApps, now Ledger had built the front end. So you know when you connect to a site, you have the pop-up. Would you like to connect to MetaMask, Rainbow Wallet, Wallet Connect, all of that? That dApp itself had an issue with approvals and people ended up losing a bunch. And this is from a CoinDesk article. A blockchain security firm says upwards of 150,000 has been lost in this unique supply chain attack. And I saw on other posts on Twitter, it was actually kind of funny where people were kind of going, the guy ends up hacking a bunch and only gets away with around $600,000 worth of things. So this number's obviously gone up. But the idea here is that the NFT market was put on a pause because the advice was do not interact with any dApps until further notice. And then obviously this went crazy and wild on Twitter and people were just very scared trying to revoke as many permissions as they could. And then a couple of days later, we had this NFT trader contract compromise leads to millions in NFTs drained. And this is from NFT Now. A big respect and big shout out to NFT Now, a publication. And what has happened here is that the site NFT Trader, and I don't actually want to connect to anything now. I personally didn't use it, but NFT Trader, which was a peer-to-peer trading platform for people to trade NFTs, was compromised. And this led to hundreds of thousands of dollars in high-value NFTs, such as Bored Apes and Mutants, having been stolen. And you can see right here, Dingaling put up a post going, if you ever used NFT Trader in the past, revoke approvals to their contract, and then kind of goes on here. And then what is actually crazy is ZachXBT jumps in, and ZachXBT is an absolute gun in the space. He actually kind of has a look at what was actually said on chain and goes, hello everyone, I'm a scavenger. So this is actually from the hacker themselves. First of all, monkeys are safe, and in the end they come back to the user. This kind of it looks like this isn't an English speaking English isn't their first language. And then basically he has his demands here. If you want your monkey NFT back, you'll need to pay me a bounty, which is what I deserve. 1 Bored Ape, 30 ETH, 1 Mutant, 6 ETH, and then it goes on from there. Now, this kind of does have somewhat of a happy end. There were some negotiations done, and Boring Security has actually secured a lot of the apes. So you can see here in this tweet up 4 hours ago, as we finish up getting the apes back to their rightful owners, I just want to give a big shout out to the team, and it goes on and breaks down what they've actually done to get the NFTs back in the rightful hands of the owners. And then even some of the Bored Ape founders were willing to throw up some of the money for the bounty to actually get it into the hands of the holders to ensure that people that had apes and mutants and part of the Yuga ecosystem weren't left in a terrible situation. Now, when it came to the Ledger exploit, Tether actually freezed the accounts of the hacker. So when that was converted to USDT, it was essentially frozen. So it meant that it didn't get off-ramped in that particular way. So there is somewhat of a good result from that. These two exploits that have kind of happened over the weekend just show how fragile the ecosystem is and how even us tech-savvy people that have traded on things, disconnected from websites, thought they have revoked permissions on things, can end up in a spot where you're just not good and you end up getting drained. What this means for broader adoption is it doesn't look good for broader adoption. What this kind of shows you is that if you've got old Gladys that just wants to connect to a website, do some things with a decentralized wallet, she could end up getting drained. If you have a kid that's playing some games, ends up clicking a wrong link, gets drained of funds and assets. Right now, this shows you that us that have been here in the bear, those of us that are tech savvy, still are falling into these things and it doesn't bode well for broader adoption. And this is where I think we will start to see a bit of a pivot and a bit of a transition to custodied assets. So the idea that you have a company that will custody those assets, and then you're able to self-custody them and trade them on the free market or do what you will. I have been a big proponent of everything being decentralized, you having ownership and own all the assets. But seeing these exploits and things happen time and time again, it gets very hard with what is actually with what's acceptable on the market and what people will accept and do. So right now, if you have your credit card stolen, there is a good chance that you will get your funds back because they were stolen. Right now in this land, if your things are stolen, they are gone. And these are the pros and cons of being able to self-custody your assets. It means that no one can take assets off you, but it also means that if you lose them, you're not going to be in a good position. When we've got millions or billions of people self-custodying assets, digital assets, and it's just a bigger target on the backs of those people that are self-custodying them, then it means that those hackers then go to try even harder, try as many different things as you can to essentially just take people's money. And I don't think this is right, and this is how we are going to grow as an ecosystem and onboard more and more users. Like you right now, if you're watching this, you know 10 times the amount of someone that just knows how to get a Coinbase account, buy some tokens, and just keep them. You know how to take them off an exchange, put them in a wallet, use different chains, use bridges, use dApps. You know how to do all that. And if someone that is that tech savvy can be in a position that they are compromised by very sophisticated means, what does this mean for those that aren't as sophisticated? And these scams are just out there and they're rampant. If you have a look on Twitter, I'm getting these ads and I'm sure that you're getting these ads as well. This is a scam ad, so it's obviously a wallet drainer for a free airdrop. You can see here, this is an ad. So in the Twitter feed where people are usually coming, they're going to get tripped up. People are going to click some things. They're going to be drained straight away, and then they're just left with a bad taste in their mouth. I think the space as a whole needs to come up with a solution because it just isn't, it doesn't seem right, it doesn't seem appropriate, and it doesn't seem like it's lending itself to a forward-thinking technology. Now, I do understand that this is the Wild West of crypto. This is the Wild West of the technology, and this is what we're going to have to learn. This is how we are going to be leaning into things. But right now, the past weekend has just shown me, and I think it's shown a lot of others, that the technology just isn't quite right for mainstream adoption. If those that have been here and that are tech savvy enough end up in a position that are compromised, sometimes through no fault of their own. So that's my breakdown about what has happened, a little bit of the aftermath, and my thoughts about where the space will go. Now, if you like this video, go down there, drop a comment, let me know what you think below. I had a pleasure making this video. Hopefully you enjoyed watching it, and as always, I will see you in the next video.